All right, new day, new session here with Tango on our journey of exploring how we can unlock some passage. And my goal for today is that I will change the ingredients today even a little bit more for two reasons. One, I want to explore more. Second, I feel quite low energized today, so otherwise I'm not really good, not sure if something is building up in my body. So right now I don't feel like doing a lot of combining with trot and stuff like this. Maybe I will change while I go. But what I want to explore today is what happens if I take my three-step framework for natural collection and change some ingredients surely in there, but also combine it with some shoulder in. And let's see how she responds, and let's see if we can unlock something towards passage. If it gets more towards that, if it stays the same of what we got so far, or if it gets more downhill or more with convex behind the vertical. All right. Okay. So I go down my thought of using our framework of CPPP. So connection first, and then position, posture, power. And when I'm in the fourth part, this is when I would be, of course, in my powerful passage. So with all those ingredients. So right now, I just wanted that she has her walking with her legs parallel to the fence. Sometimes I ask a little bit her head in, but all with the main focus on our traits. See how compliant is she, how calm is she, how attentive, how sensitive. If she was a bit high tolerance, I asked her to move her traits from high tolerant to sensitive. So with this framework of connection, position, posture, power, you could say, well, she's already in a position, obviously, but she has to be some sort in a position on the arena. But my main focus is not on how is her position, it's more about on the traits. Good. Good enough. Then deep breath from her. I ask for some slight shoulder in. And by the way, I have done hardly any laterals with her yet ever. And even Tony, since she's with us here in Europe, has hardly done anything. But this doesn't have to hold us back to get a great connection during the laterals or even great collection, especially when I go down the path of CPPP. Yeah, one really sensitive. So I ask for more. Now I flow back from focusing on the connection to focusing on the position while having, the, of course, the connection still in mind. Now I ask her a bit up, ask some posture up. Good. Lost her forward a little, which makes sense because her front end lifts, her weight shifts back to the hindquarter, which takes some forward motion out. And then I go into non-collection. Then I focus again and see how's the connection. Especially look here, how sensitive is she? That was nice. And sensitive is for us an Equisit about that she responds. It's about the first change when I ask something different, the first one or two steps. And is she responding within a phase one? And so therefore, is she directly responding and also adequate to my body energy? There's a big fly again. Okay, position's good for the shoulder in, and it's just a slide one. I'll scribble it up. Now I ask for a bit of power. Good. And the last step, probably now I'm blocking too much with my body. The last step with the right front was nice. That's 5. Can you please, let's already have a look from the other side. And I've used the same construct from our CPP framework. I look first, how's the connection? And now the lower traits are already really nice there. Let's see how sensitive. And if I feel she didn't start sensitive, then I give about 6 seconds. Then I come probably with phase 2, phase 3, and then she already put some effort in to follow my requested energy direction. Again, this is all about focusing on the connection. So we can have then a conversation, a dialogue about a certain position, meaning a lateral, and ask her up in posture. Here she went in with the shoulder. Good. Good. And connection is good. Position is good. Posture slightly up. Now I bring my own body energy up, do a bit shorter, faster steps myself. Or shorter, higher frequency. Good. And take the power out again. I asked mainly so little because I hardly have done anything like this with her before, like mentioned before. Okay, now I only took the power out, but connection is still good, position is good, posture is good. Now I bring last P, power up already. That was a really nice jump. And was going, towards Canter. But it was pretty nice how her front legs, I feel like already early on start to come up and forward, which is one part we want to have in the passage. That's nice. Short connection check. Lower traits over there. Courageous, compliant, calm, attentive, maintaining. But she was not sensitive, meaning she did not respond to my hold backwards request within 1 or 2 seconds on a phase 1, appropriate to my body energy. That was better, still not centered sensitive, but as it was better, I shortly stopped. Right. And this is just one part from our Equisit mosaic, which builds to this connection, so we can have a communication that leads to our dialogue, so we can unlock those collected movements while we are not just connected, but in a dialogue. Like, I don't want to treat her like we can't have this conversation together. Of course, therefore, the more sensitive she also is, the nicer we can have our dialogue. That was nice, and I could imagine I fully blocked with my own legs again. So now I just took the power out from our framework, the last P. Connection is good, position is good, posture is a little up. And now I'll bring my power up. Yes, there were some nice motions with her right front leg again. So right now, and what we do is always, as we say, it's exploring here. And with our collection cookbook and using different ingredients, I ask a question. Now I changed quite something with changing the position into a lateral. Then I have to observe how she answering, which is really important that I don't just have those framework ideas and techniques in my mind, but that I really read how she answering, how she responding, and then from there I adjust. And this is something that is really often missing in the equestrian world, that they don't really riders often they're probably so busy in their mind that they forget to take in what the horse is really answering, which often leads them to feeling not connected, not the nice feeling they're looking for. Okay, let's check the sensitive again. Surely not sensitive, meaning high tolerance. So wait 6 seconds, and then I come shortly with a phase 2, phase 3 and 4. And when I'm in the phase 4, you see it's not high. But I just increase the energy until she puts some effort in following the requested energy direction. Okay, this was way closer to center, not as centered as I want. Then I start again. That was nice. Yes, again, closer to center. Those straights, they don't have to be perfect, but I want that they're, oh, wow. Look at her. Wow. These little surprises. I just prepared to ask her for shoulder in, and she was already up in the posture and already put some power in without that I was even ready. But this is the dialogue part that not always I have to be the one who asks the question. Sometimes she can suggest it. And just like when you have a conversation with a good friend. And what I now did, I didn't judge her for this in a negative way, tell her this is wrong because I didn't ask her. I clicked into her and gave her a good feeling. This time we directly go towards the shoulder. The fitness is fairly good. Posture is already up. Now I bring my energy up, do a bit higher frequency with my own steps, and I think already something nice happened in her. Now I support with my rhythmic energy over the group right now. Now she loses the bend fully. There was something nice with the right front leg. So now we went some power and we lost the posture still up, but we fully lost the position. Right. This was cool. So now I focused on no power. I took the power out. Didn't focus on the posture, but I focused on the position, getting her shoulder in back because instead of like this, she was like this, more towards her hover. And while I asked here, because this part, sorry, please, this part here was mainly leaning towards me, I put some steady, and I think it was rhythmic energy towards that area, and that energy alone created in her now these nice up and forward steps, which always, of course, is a balance because you could say, well, didn't you follow through with that request? Kind of did because she went a bit in my wanted direction. And at the same time, she offered something so cool that I paused for this. Like, I don't have to fully follow through and say, well, okay, she didn't go as much into the shoulder in as I wanted. So it's not that I told her something bad, because some people would think, well, she gave no in. So here we can address something. Maybe you remember from the last sessions that when I'm on her right, she likes to kind of lean in towards Robert. Look at this. Massage. I know she doesn't care about my clapping. I'm just celebrating for massage. This is so cool. So what we're just a couple of minutes in, right? And I know I said in the beginning, I'm not feeling how I said today. I'm already pumped up. This is so cool. That stuff is even feeling us. Okay. We're a couple of minutes in, a couple of sessions in, or sequences, and we already see we're on a great path here. The way how she now offered the do passage, I would say, was so far the best ever. Really calm, more steps, and I think it was pretty visible to see. And so combining it now with some laterals feels like was maybe a good idea. Okay, now already apply some steady feel on about the girth line to get her into the shoulder in before she pumps up. Good. Good. Connection is good. Position is good. Posture slightly up. Now she's close to do passage, not yet enough power. Okay, there was some do passage, then some canter, then some nice forward up step, and she really wants to go in a revers. I take my power out and asked her to go away with her kind of rib cage, shoulder. So she changes from a revers into the shoulder end. Because the revers is great as well, but as we already saw, when the revers, they have easily the tendency when you then go to power that they go into school canter, high collective canter. Okay, this time I pause without the power. Because the main challenge here was to get some shoulder. And now we got a couple of steps, pretty nice. And then we pause on that. So I don't always have to pause on when I'm in the pow. Oh yeah, that is fun. That is really exciting. And for us, it feels so much more than horse training. In fact, we fully detach us and say for us, this doesn't feel like horse training. I'm not teaching her anything here. It's exploring something while having a connection, while having a communication, a dialogue, and seeing how we can explore different body positions, postures with more or less power. And then we're on the spectrum from fully non-collection to a little bit collection, more collection, high collection, or high up, power collection. Okay, once again, the side. Okay, let's check the connection for the sensitive. Nice. Yes. Then I focus from connection to position for my shoulder in. And I'm here maybe on 3.5 tracks, like not very much. Then I ask her a little up. Good. And then I can already ask some power in. This time I change where I apply the power under her. Now I change because I take the power out. The one I didn't get a super good outcome and I fully lost the shoulder in. And this time, go a bit more forward. So we hopefully see the legs in the video. I put the power, lost the shoulder in. Good, good. Now we can try and bring us ahead with bigger steps. Some good steps. Not a major spectacular breakthrough yet. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Slowing down a little. Oops. That is it. Nice. The last steps were good. So here was a bit of some foot salad because also sometimes position wasn't so good. He was leaning in. This is how the journey is. Just let's see pace. So I do one more time on her right side, and then I have a couple of sessions without the shoulder in position. Testing over time, the shoulder in will be very helpful. Look at you, girl. Wow, yes. Oh, super good. Can you take that forward? Yes. So the right side, slowly unlocking something really cool. I like it. Sweet. I like it. So this also shows that very often people get stuck when they're on ground with the horse, mainly being on the horse's left side, because it's easier for them because most people are right-handers, so they prefer having the stick on the right side, which you usually have when you're on your horse's left side. So then they often have the habit of not going on the horse's right side. imagine if I had that habit, by the way. It took me quite some intention to get out of that. And imagine if I now would not explore us on her right side, I would really miss all of those cool presents. It shows get so good with both of your hands with all of the equipment um, that you can explore both sides. Okay, I think it's one last time here on this side with the shoulder in. Good. Power now. Some interesting steps. This is cool. It's kind of, from my perspective, yes, scratching on the do passage, but it feels like not too far away from the grand passage as well. Cool. I'm really happy with what happened today. So I have a short feel how it is without the lateral, and then we're close to be done. Good. Check the sensitive because I already felt when I asked her head up that she's not sensitive. So wait my 6 seconds. And then phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. But she put some effort in. And the same for forwards. This was high tolerance. So wait 6 seconds with my phase 1, which I had with steady energy on the rope on the halter. So check now a couple of times the sensitive. Good. Better. That's up. It wasn't centered sensitive because it didn't happen within 1 or 2 seconds, but within the 6 seconds something happened. Okay, nice. And forwards. Good. So now the connection is better. Yes. Yes, thank you. Why? Was that? Yeah. This was cool. And Tony's celebrating as well. So now you see, I did not work or improve the collection itself. What I took a couple of, maybe a minute or two, was about helping her to get from what we call on the less expressive side, being high tolerant, getting closer to sensitive. Because of course, if we want to have a connection and a dialogue, if she responds sensitive, meaning on a phase 1 within 1 or 2 seconds, appropriate to my body energy level, then we can play, of course, way easier with those power movements, right? If she is more on the high tolerance side, she needs more than 1 or 2 seconds and or higher phase and or not appropriate to my body energy as well. Then of course it leads always to needing more support energy and not getting also the feeling and outcome and collection we want. Okay, checking one more time the sensitive. Phase 1, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5, 6. Phase 2, 3, 4. Also here the same. After 6 seconds, phase 2, phase 3. And twisting in the backwards. Oh, pretty good. I had a low energy level, especially as we went backwards around the corner. And that was not saying was not a fly. Stunning. Look at the powerhouse here. And good. The left pointed good. Just stop here. Take the forward up. Lost it a bit. Good. Super. That is done. Yeah. She really took her right front leg up and forward. I hope I wasn't blocking everything again. Interesting that now mainly the left front does some nice action. Ooh. Because we see it's the right front. Yes, we can get something for this. This sequence was not as nice as the one before. Maybe I should have stopped with the one before, but it's a test. I think I will have one more request, and without the thought of getting towards passage, just getting a nice up forward launch and stopping with this. Okay, she already feels high tolerant. So take the request for collection out and go for sensitive. My 6 seconds, phase one, steady energy, body energy. Oh, yeah. And then she clicked in. Okay, one more time. Good, just like it. Okay, and power up. Come on, girls. Yes, no, again. Can you do it again? Ooh, yes. Oh, pause. Okay, this felt awesome. So, summary, today we explored with a different set of ingredients. We took what we did in the last sessions, our three-step framework for natural collection, different ingredients of different pole heights, different step lengths, different rhythms, different power levels, and so on. And today we brought in the request of combining this with our framework CPPP, connection, position, posture, power. And position I chose, or most of the time of the session today, the shoulder in. And it was a success, I believe, of getting some nice outcomes, getting some pieces that will lead us towards passage. And then at the end, I took the position back to being parallel, so straight, fairly symmetric next to the fence, meaning I took the lateral shoulder in out, and something cool happened as well. So I'm excited to dive into this in the recording to see in detail from your perspective, from the camera, what happened. And what was also cool that when I'm on her right today, again, she was a powerhouse there more than when I'm on her left. And usually her right front comes more up, but today she also did some nice with the left front. So everything, so many nice points to celebrate. And it felt awesome. So she did fantastic.